Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, our stream is having some technical difficulties. It's still lagging really bad. I want to see if the audio is going through or not. But if things do not get any better, I will just update the live chat throughout tonight's ball game as Wi-Fi on the road is just never my friend, unfortunately. But nonetheless, trying to get you guys the stream and everything going. Looks like our audio is going through. So let's see. Yeah, I love listening myself. Yeah, let's turn that off. Anyway, we will continue the broadcast. It's gonna be kind of like a radio style, unfortunately, though, as right now the stream's lagging too bad. So it looks like the audio's good, so we'll keep rolling with it for now. As the next batter up, and Will Carpenter. And because of that, we'll just have our main game camera on for the rest of tonight's game, as it looked like the graphics I have and everything is not working as well. So apologies for tonight's game. Road games are always one of our most difficult ones to get going. We have a little Wi-Fi router with us that it works, but it doesn't. So that's tough. Full count pitch here to Will Carpenter. Ball four called. Good eye by Will Carpenter as he'll head down to first here with one out. Houston Russell grounded out to the pitcher. And Will Carpenter just reached on that walk. Give you a bit of a recap from the second inning of work for Dalton Campbell. One base runner got on with two outs, but was able to get the next guy out. How did he get out? Well, I can't really tell you that, but he got out, so only faced four batters in the second inning. Next batter up in Tabor Stokes. Pickoff throw over to first and back in time safely. Gave him the thumbs up. And now confused as they're going to say he was out. So Will Carpenter gets picked off over at first. Umpire gave him the thumbs up call. I thought maybe he meant it was a balk or he was good, but they're going to say he threw him out over at first. So that's two outs now here in the top of the third. Larks scored one run in the second, two in the top of the first. Tabor Stokes will now bat with nobody on base here with two outs. See, maybe the graphic knows it through at least, as it looks like it might. As next pitch, Stokes misses outside. 2-0 the count. Good take from Tabor. Is now 2-0. Turns into 3-0. Had an RBI walk in his last at bat with the bases loaded in the first. Larks scored two in that top part of the inning as the fourth pitch finds the zone. 3 balls and 1 strike now here to the Larks shortstop in Tabor Stokes. Josh Dorr still the pitcher on the mound. During that, I don't even know what to call that break of action as their stream got cut off and everything, as this one hit into right center field and a base knock for Tabor Stokes here with 2 outs. Make that 21 hits on the season for Tabor. But like I was saying, Josh Dorr got hit by a line drive back to the mound during our technical difficulties. He stayed in the ball game. Looks like he's doing all right now. But just gave out that 2-out hit to Tabor Stokes. So that brings up the third baseman in Thomas Lissy. First pitch of Lissy swung on and missed. Still checking to see how the stream's going. Looks like it's still freezing up. Audio is not going through, I don't believe. Not hearing anything. It looks like the audio is completely gone. One-two swung on a miss. Strike three. We head to the bottom third. We'll keep working on the stream and see if we can get it fixed for you guys. If not, we'll update you guys in the live chat throughout tonight's game. Bottom of the third, the Larks don't score any in the top of the third, as they still lead it though 3-0. As tonight will just be an audio game. My dearest apologies for tonight's Wi-Fi connection. As first pitch here from Dalton Campbell here to the next batter, and Ben Merriman, 2, 3, and 4 due up for the BJs here in the bottom of the third. Dalton Campbell looking to go 3 innings of work. This ground ball hit Thomas. Let's see a high ground ball, fields it, fires it over to first in time for the first out. A high pop, a ground ball. It just popped off the grass a bit high. Let's see able to make the jump and throw it down to first for the first out here in the bottom of the third. So next batter up, and Miller Durham, nobody on base after the ground out from Ben Merriman over to Thomas Lissy. Lefty on lefty matchup. Next pitch foul back here to the batter, Miller Durham. A line out to Will Carpenter in his last at bat over at second base. Defensive line for the Larks, Trent Baker in left, Caden Ashton in center, Wilbert Espinal out in right, Tabor Stokes at short, Will Carpenter at second, Thomas Lissy at third, and Garrett Gruel at first, while catching Houston Russell for tonight's game. The 1-2 slap down the opposite side, and that's going to get down for a base hit into left field. The grass pretty thick out there. The ball just kind of died right when it hit the grass, but that'll just be a single for Miller Durham. So now a runner is at first base here with one out. So that brings up Robert Orr. Orr was probably the scariest batter the Larks had to face off against down at home against the BJs. We go back and look at his game in Game 2 where the BJs pulled away with the victory against the Larks. Final score of 9-4. He drove in 6 RBIs with 2 3-run home runs, and Camosay called for a balk here. So the runner from first will advance to second on the balk call. So now BJs have a runner in scoring position. And the batter in Robert Orr, who, like I said, last time playing against the Larks, 6 RBIs. An RBI spot for him here as Will Carpenter holding on the runner at second. The next pitch misses down low. 1 ball and no strikes. We'll see if we get the graphics going for you guys. So all the graphics on the stream, I make them every night before the games, trying to get you guys some details and some stuff to look forward to in the next game, keep you guys entertained. See if I can at least get you guys that for tonight's game. We'll test it out during the inning break. So 1-1 count between Dalton Campbell and Robert Orr. Orr rips this one, but foul. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now here tonight's shortstop in Robert Orr. Was Dalton Campbell's first strikeout victim in the first inning. BJ's got 3 hits in the bottom of the first, but left the bases loaded. So next one hit to the right side. That's over the head of Will Carpenter into right field. That's down for a base hit. Rounding third and heading home is Miller Durham. An RBI single for Robert Orr. Now 7 RBIs in the last 2 games played against the Larks. As it's now a 3-1 ball game. So Campbell will work with a runner at first. Here with 1 out. Double play possibility in effect. First pitch popped up and out of play. Middle infield for the Larks and Tabor Stokes and Will Carpenter playing near the second base bag. Thomas Lissy on the edge of the grass over near third base. Garrett Gruhl holding the runner on. Trent Baker playing near the left field line. The left-handed batter up. This ball gets past Houston, but the runner not advancing in Robert Orr. So now 1 ball and 1 strike here with 1 away. It's the 1-1. Driven out to left field. A high fly ball. Trent Baker racing back for it. This ball at the warning track near the wall. Baker jumps, goes off the wall. This ball stays in the ballpark as the runner at first was holding up just in case Baker made a play on it. So that will just be a double for the batter in lane Snow as Orr heads to third base. And now the tying run is in scoring position for the BJs here with 1 out. Two runners in scoring position for the Larks as Keith Harper will head to the mound to talk things over. So with that, we'll test out and see if our commercial breaks will work. If not, then we'll scratch that and just have audio only. Back into action here at Brent Gold Field. Next for first pitch here to the next batter, Julius Ramirez, after the big extra base hit from Lane Snow. Nearly left the yard. Baker was racing back for it and was near the wall, made a leaping effort and just went over the glove. Stayed in the ballpark though. Runner at first was making sure Baker didn't make a catch on it, so he was about halfway from first to second. Only made to third. That might have helped the Larks out big. It's a 2-0 rip to Thomas Lissy. Makes the catch. What a play by Thomas Lissy to save a run, possibly 2. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the third. Tying run still on base for the BJs, but a great defensive play from Thomas Lissy. A line drive directly at him and just had to react quickly enough to get out of the way and just make a catch on it. And he did the thing. So now 2 outs, force at first. Lefty versus righty and Matt Cormier and Dalton Gamble. BJs have 7 base hits on the day so far compared to the Larks' 4, but the Larks have been able to work with the walks and just do the right thing with runners on base. As the next pitch misses outside, 2-0 count. So we're going to try to update the live scoreboard as accurate as we can, as with, of course, the video is not working tonight. The 2-0 misses downstairs. 3-0 pitch coming up. Matt Cormier, the batter, tonight's designated hitter for the BJs. The 3-0 misses the zone, ball 4. Bases are now loaded here with 2 outs. Not the worst case for Dalton Gamble, for being honest. Now you have a force at any bag. The defense will play back and just go to first with it, or if it's close enough to a bag, go to the nearest bag possible. So not the worst case with that walk with the bases loaded. So it brings up Kaiser Harrington, who grounded out to Tabor Stokes in his first at-bat. First pitch swung on and missed. Gamble looking to get a big out here and leave the bases loaded, stranded once again. The second pitch finds his own 0-2 count between Dalton Camel and Kaiser Harrington. BJ's have the tying run on base. The 292 hitter and Kaiser Harrington will watch this one not strike three, just outside the infield. Everyone thought it was strike three, but that will be the first ball. 1-2 count now. Espinal playing in over in right field with the right-handed batter up. The 1-2 misses up high. Time is called. Will Carpenter, the second baseman, actually called time to come talk things over with Dalton Camel. If we look at the Larks tonight, this is about the same lineup I'd say that we would see in the NBC World Series. There is a couple of things on the lineup that we could see different. It kind of depends how the Larks season plays out over this next week. Speaking of week, we do have our weekly awards from last week's play. This will be the last week for weekly awards. Next week will be our season awards for outstanding performances. Ball hit down the left field line near the corner. This ball is fair, and this ball is out of here. A 2-out, 2-2 count, grand slam for Kaiser Harrington, just sneaking out of the yard into the deep left field corner, 340 feet, as the BJs, with one swing of the bat, have taken the lead. A turn of events here in the bottom of the third. The BJs have exploded for 5 runs, all coming in this half inning. They now lead it by 2. First pitch after the grand slam gets ahead in the count for Dalton. Larks still have 2 outs, this time with nobody on base. This one popped up over to the first base side and goes foul. Stokes playing on the edge of the grass over on the shortstop side. This one hit over to where he was playing, but just over his head in the center field for a base hit. Another 2-out hit for the BJs. The bottom of the third will continue, as that brings us back to the top of the lineup and Ryuto Kusamoto. Correction, Ryota Kusamoto is the name for him, as first pitch finds the zone for Dalton Camel. Runner on at first after that 2-out single from the bat of Tommy Molina. Camel fires the next one, caught chasing it as he gets ahead 0-2. Carpenter playing up the middle, the left side of the field is playing as if it's a right-handed batter up. Carpenter playing near the second base bag with the lefty as line drive just over the head of Thomas Lissie into left field. The BJs have been striking with 2 outs, as that's another base hit, and the BJs have batted around here in the third. Garrett Hicks is heading to the bullpen to start warming up. 10 base hits on the night for the BJs just through 3 innings. Camel cruised through the first 2 innings, but the BJs seemed to figure something out the second time through the order. This ball hit out to the right center field alley. Caden Ashton racing for it and gets there in time to make the final out here in the bottom of the third. We're through 3 innings of work. The Larks were leading at 3-0, but the BJs strike for 5 runs here in the bottom of the third as they now lead it 5-3. Top of the fourth, Josh Dorr back to the mound. Baker lays down a perfect bunt and just spins foul. With the dirt infield just straight in front of him before it gets to the grass, it was a perfect bunt, and the spin, you could see it, just the spin was just opposite direction. It was on its side spinning and just went foul. Good job by the catcher in Tommy Molina to pick that one up. It might have a chance to roll back fair, but Baker will head back to the batter's box as he will lead things off here in the fourth. 9, 1, and 2 all due up this half inning. Larks scored 3 runs here in this game so far, 2 in the top of the first, 1 in the second. The next pitch to Baker misses inside and down low. One ball and one strike now here to the left fielder, Trent Baker. BJ's responded in the bottom of the third with 5 runs. Next pitch to Baker, half-hard swing, and he went around. 1-2 count now. As Baker came around to score in his last at-bat. Led off the second inning with a base hit. Second time leading off an inning today as this one misses up high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Advanced the second on a wild pitch, and then later came around to score. Caleb Duncan brought him home with a sac fly RBI. Next pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3. Make that 4 strikeouts on the day for Josh Dorr. So back to the top of the order in Caden Ashton. 0 for 2 was put the ball in play in both at-bats. 1 to left field and 1 to center field. His last at-bat might have a chance to get down, just tailed left for some reason off the bat. More than normal. It's usually it comes off the bat and then starts to tail, but his just went straight and then the very last second just cut right back in. As next pitch to Ashton catches the zone. 0-2 count now. As Ashton will protect. Next pitch misses. Down low in the dirt and bounces to the backstop. Josh Dorr, the most innings he's pitched on the season was against the Larks. 6 innings of work on July 10th. But other than the Larks, the most innings he's gone is 3 innings. He went 2 innings against the Foxes and then 3 innings against a team named at Parker. But they let him go 6 innings against the Larks, and today has already pitched more than those other 2 outings. Ashton fought one off. 1-2 count. Once again here to Caden Ashton. Hit right back to the mound. Fields it clean, and Josh Dorr fires it over to first for the second out. Josh Dorr does it himself for the second out here in the top of the fourth. So that brings us to Caleb Duncan. Has reached base once in his 2 play appearances today. His last at-bat was a sac fly RBI that brought home Trent Baker in the second, which is 18th RBI on the season. First pitch, a little low but called strike. One ripped in the left field, and that's going to be fair. A base hit here with 2 outs for Caleb Duncan. A big turn at first, but heads back right away as Duncan extends his on-base streak to 8 games with that base knock. So now the Larks will bring the tying run up to bat in Wilbert Espinal. Time is called. Heading to the mound is the BJ's head coach. And with that, we'll take a quick break here on the Larks Network. First pitch to Wilbert Espinal goes back behind Molina to the backstop. Duncan heads towards second and will take over at second base here with 2 outs now after the wild pitch from Josh Dorr. Had a quick mound visit with the head coach for the BJs. So we're back into action here at Brent Gold Field down here in Liberal, Kansas. A 3-hour and 15-minute drive for the Larks today. The second pitch will clip the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike now. A 185-mile drive. 2 games down here as they'll stay the night in Liberal and then play tomorrow. Line drive, hit up the middle into center field. Base knock for Wilbert Espinal. Caleb Duggan being waved home, and he will come around to score. The Larks now only trail by 1 thanks to Wilbert Espinal's RBI single. 3 base hits on the day for Wilbert as Caleb Duncan comes around to score for a second time this game as Espinal drives in his 16th RBI on the season. And another mound visit coming for Josh Dorr. There is a right-handed arm warming up in the bullpen for the BJs. This one could be it for Josh Dorr. A clap of the hands, and that signifies the end of the night for Josh Dorr. New right-handed pitcher comes into the ballgame for the left-handed thrower in Josh Dorr. New pitcher in Fidel Hatch will come in here into the top of the fourth with 2 outs and a runner on first and Wilbert Espinal. Will have to face off against Garrett Gruel, though. The RBI machine took the last 2 games off, but still a red-hot bat you gotta watch out for as first pitch finds the zone to Garrett Gruel. His first at-bat on the day, got on with a walk, made it all the way to third, but was left at third to end the top of the first. Second pitch misses the zone. Fidel Hatch coming into this ball game with a 2-0 record, 6.12 ERA through 17 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 12 runs, 15 hits, and struck out 15 batters while walking 9. This is his first time on the mound since June 22nd. This ball hit down the left field line past the third baseman in the left field. Garrett Gruel comes up with a 2-out base knock as now the tying run is over at second base. team leader in hits, continues to add it on, and Garrett Gruel has now runners at first and second with 2 away. And the batter in Houston Russell now up, who had an RBI in his first at-bat. Needs a base hit here, though, to bring home Wilbert Espinal. Espinal, a bigger guy, but has some good speed on him. So he just put in the right spot. Espinal could come around to score. His first pitch finds the zone to Houston Russell. Just now realizing with the audio not working tonight, this is basically like a podcast. So if you're got any errands or anything, drive around town, turn us on your car radio, get some things done, and just listen in like it was a podcast. This next pitch finds his zone. Russell down 0-2. First time facing off against Fidel Hatch. The 0-2 swung on, fought off by Houston. Choked up on the bat, trying to stay alive. Larks have had 7 hits on the day. 4 runs have come around to score. A base hit here would be big. Tie things up. The go-ahead run is at first. If Russell can just find an alleyway. The 0-2, another one. Fought off. Looked like he might have went to the changeup there. Good job by Houston to just protect the 0-2 count. Had a hard ground out back to the pitcher in his last at-bat. Trying to find a hole. The right side is wide open. Houston does like to use the whole field. His first home run this season was out to right center field, and most of his base hits have been through the right side. This one's hit to the left side, though. Shortstop with a Jeter throw over to first. The one-hop scoop gets past the first baseman and gets behind him as Wilbert Espinal, the tying run, comes around to score. Houston Russell just puts the ball in play. We're going to put that down as a base knock because that was a Jeter-style throw. It would have been a really tough play. Really tough play to make, so we'll give Houston Russell the base hit. The official stats will be posted after tonight's game on Point Streak if you'd like to get the official stats for tonight's games. So Larks come back and tie it up here in the top. Throw back over to first is not in time. Just came back safely as the pinch runner and C.J. Reed. He also came on a pinch run back in the first for Houston when he reached on that air. So now 2 RBIs on the day for Houston. Next pitch to Will Carter, popped up over to the left field side. Left fielder gets under, waits for it to come down. Gets away from me, drops it. The Larks will take the lead. The throw to second, back in time, safely C.J. Reed. But the Larks come back here in the top of the 4th. The left fielder, the ball just kind of drifted away from him. The wind has pretty much gone right now. He was under, and then the ball must have just trailed a little bit more to his left and unable to make the catch. The Larks take advantage of the defensive errors by the BJs as they put up 3 runs in the top of the 4th. They now lead 6-5 and a chance to do more here with Tabor Stokes. Had a base hit in his last at-bat, an RBI walk before. A productive day for the shortstop. Runners are at first and second. Here are 2 away as the first pitch misses the zone as Stokes up in the count. Second baseman hustles back to second base after holding on CJ over at second. Next pitch fouled out of play. 1-1 count now. $18 RBIs for Tabor Stokes. A chance to get some insurance runs and try to get a bigger lead in the bottom of the 4th. Next pitch misses down in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. The possibility of storms for tonight have been lingering. I thought maybe there wouldn't be any, but now it looks like some storm clouds have gathered around the ballpark. Supposed to rain around 9 o'clock, but it was pretty blue skies from 7 to 8, and all of a sudden these clouds just kind of came out of nowhere. Thunder clouds out into deep center field. I think I see some hail clouds out there as well. It's 2-2 pitch coming up here to Tabor Stokes. Leaves it down in the dirt. Full count pitch CJ and Will Carpenter will all be on the run here at the full count pitch and 2 outs. Defense takes a step back. We'll go to first with the ball hit into the infield. Full count pitch, hit into center field. The center fielder runs in on it. This ball is going to sneak down for a base hit. CJ Reed comes home to score. The Larks are coming back, and they have come back. 4 runs in the top of the 4th as they were down 2 heading into this half inning, and now they lead it by 2. A big at-bat for the young shortstop in Tabor Stokes as he brings home his 19th RBI, his second on the day. Is now Thomas Lissy hits this one right back up the middle into center field. Another run comes around to score for the Larks. This time coming from Thomas Lissy, and we have batted around in the order as the man who started this inning off and Trent Baker will come up for a second time this inning. Larks now lead it by 3. Back-to-back RBI singles from Tabor Stokes and Thomas Lissy, as now they have matched the BJs in hits at 10-10. A good-sized crowd here tonight as the line drive off the bus driver's hand. He's down there by the bullpen, and it was a line drive. He tried to make the catch and just went off his hands. Shout out to our amazing bus driver. He's been driving the team around this season for all away games. A great man. We thank you so much for what you've done for the Larks this season. As Baker with an 0-1 count here with 2 runners on at first and second. Stokes at second, Lissy at first, as Baker makes his second at-bat here in the half inning. Second pitch misses down the turf, gets away from Molina as all runners will advance 90 feet. 2 runners in scoring position for Trent Baker. Fidel Hatch kind of losing the zone, was starting to find it to Stokes and Lissy, but they took advantage of him on the center field. 1-1, big swing from Trent, but swung on and missed. That moves the count to 1-2. A base hit could score 2. Stokes at third and Lissy at second. Right fielder playing in with the threat of a ground ball going through the right side. This ball hits the right side. First baseman fields it off the hop, runs to first, and steps in the bag for the final out. But the Larks retake the lead here in the top of the 4th as they score 5, and they lead it 8-5. Back-to-back half innings. BJ's, Larks, both sides 10 batters faced and both sides 5 runs scored. The most recent coming from the Larks as they lead it 8-5 heading into the middle part of the ball game. First pitch here to Miller Durham is swung on and missed as Dalton Campbell looks to go 4 complete innings, and 4 of his 6 outings on the mound this year he has gone over 4 innings of work. In fact, in 4 of his 6 outings, he's gone 5 innings or more. That's the next pitch found out of play. And I do believe those were all starts where he's gone at least 4 innings or more. The 0-2 slider just misses the spot. Good spot to miss, though. Not too far out. It's a 1-2 count now. Lefty versus lefty, and Miller Durham. Got a single in his last at bat. Ground ball hit off Dalton Campbell's glove. Carpenter fields it, fires to first in time. A little assisted ground ball from Campbell off the glove to Will Carpenter and over to first for the first out. Going through the heart of the order in the BJs right now, and Robert Orr up next. 3, 4, and 5 are all due up this half inning. As Orr had that big RBI single in his last at bat, later came around to score. Campbell just one strikeout on the day so far. As this ball hit in the left center field, that's going to get down into the alleyway. Thick grass, so it won't roll all the way to the wall. Baker throws it in from left field to second, but that will be a stand-up double for Robert Orr. Lane Snow now up. He's gotten a base hit in both at-bats today, a single and a double. Also came around to score in his last at-bat. Ground ball hit Thomas. He feels off the glove, but this one takes a weird hop. Might have clipped him in the face. That ball hit off the grass. It might have clipped him in the face or the glove. Couldn't really tell. But that will be a base knock for Lane Snow. His third hit on the day. The runner at second remains at second. But a tough play to make. Grass here at the BJ's Field and Brent Gold Field is a bit rough. The middle infield's got some patches and stuff. We've seen some funky hops throughout tonight's game. Even the outfield, a line drive base hit to right. It was a really awkward one where it took a bounce and it like completely shifted the spin on it and went the opposite direction. It was a line drive to the Espinal out in right field. So picture Espinal playing in the exact spot. Runs up on it, all of a sudden it just goes towards the right field foul line. It was a weird one. So we have a mound visit with Keith Harper. Looks like Aiden Schmigel is warming up in the bullpen. Looks like Dalton might stay in this game, though. Runners are at first and second here with one out. And Campbell will stay in the ball game. As, yes, Aiden Schmigel is currently down in the bullpen warming up for the Larks in case things get dicey, as the tying run is now up to bat, and Julius Ramirez has not gotten on yet today, but has put the ball in play in both at-bats. A ground out to first and a line out to short. Has a .310 average coming into this game. 5 home runs and 23 RBIs on the year for tonight's first baseman. Plays for UTRGV. As this ball hit to right field, Espinal runs over to it. Gets under it in time. Tagging is the runner at second. As that will be a fly ball to right that the runner at second and Robert Orr will tag up on. So now 2 away and runners are at the corners. Bring up Matt Cormier. Able to work out a 2-out walk in his last plate appearance, which then led to the grand slam from Kaiser Harrington. Four runs for the BJs in that third inning came with 2 outs. Runners are at the corners. We'll see if they test the arm and Houston Russell with Lane Snow over at first. The 0-1 misses the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike now. 1-1. Camel finds the zone. He's ahead 1-2. A strikeout would be big, but just need an out. Larks defensive tonight has not committed any errors. As delayed steal, they're going to try to run it. The runner from home is going to go for it. The throw from Houston to home in time. The BJ's trying to get tactical with it, but a good job by Dalton Campbell realizing the situation. The runner started running before Campbell even started going to the mound, stepped off, ran towards him, looked back home, and the runner at third and Robert Orr gets thrown out at the plate. As that will end the fourth inning, Campbell gets through it with runners left at the corners. As we head to the fifth inning, Larks lead it by 3. No more graphics for tonight's game, as I tried it earlier and then the Wi-Fi got worse once we started playing them. So no more graphics for tonight's game. My apologies for that. Work really hard on all those graphics you guys see. Work on them every night for every game, as I'll make it up to you guys. When we get back to Hayes, we'll get some fun stuff for you guys on the stream during our commercial breaks. As Caden Ashton, the leadoff hitter, and the first batter to bat here in the top of the fifth. Put the ball in play and all 3 at-bats. Back to the mound for the BJs as we try to get his things arranged. And number 7, Fidel Hatch. Larks are able to score 5 runs off of him. Not all of them were earned runs, though. It's a couple of errors, a couple of ones that might go down as hits, might not be errors. It's really a toss-up. There was one definite error for the BJs coming in the fourth inning. That was an E7 out in left field. It was that pop-up that kind of drifted away from the left fielder and wasn't able to get under it. 0-2 count here to Caden Ashton. BJ's defense has 4 errors on the day. And coming into last series, when we talk with a lot of teams and we talk about how good Liberal has been, the biggest thing has been talked about was how stellar their defense is. But every time the Larks have gone against them, there's been a lot of errors committed. So Larks is trying to take advantage of any little thing that the BJs make a mistake on. This ground ball hit right back to the pitcher, jumps for it, makes a nice effort, and gets it over to first in time for the first out. As Ashton grounds out to the pitcher in back-to-back at-bats. It's now 1 away. Caleb Duncan will come up to bat, scored twice today, and has an RBI for himself in the stat book. And that line drive single to left field in his most recent at-bat. First pitch, catches it at the knees. Second pitch runs down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Liberal, Kansas, population of just under 20,000. Bit of a small town, about I would say very similar to Hayes. It's more spread out than Hayes is. Hayes is pretty much combined all together. Liberal is kind of spread out throughout the area. A very nice ballpark in Brent Gold Field. There's another team that plays here. I was trying to do some research and figure it out. It's a team called the Saints. Might do a little bit more research as we speak, since without having to worry about the graphics today, we might have a little bit more time to do some deeper dives and research into the stadium's history. So next pitch, Duncan caught the inside corner, strike 3. 2 outs now here in the top of the 5th. The third batter in the lineup in Wilbert Espinal. 3 base hits on the day. Looks like Seward County Saints is the team that plays here down in Liberal. Looks like that's what it is. Seward County Saints, part of the SCCC. Community College, I assume. It's Wilbert Espinal, the batter. 3 base hits on the day for the right fielder. Last one was an RBI base knock. Next pitch, Espinal hit down the right side, but foul. Past the halfway mark in this one. If we can get at least 5 innings complete, if the rain does come, this game would go in the books. As the 1-1 swung on and missed. Looking for a bounce back inning of Fidel Hatch after the Larks scored 5 in the top of the 4th. The BJs went blank in the bottom of the 4th as Camel worked with runners on base and able to escape the jam without allowing any runs to come around and score. The 1-2 pitch is hit right back up the middle off the pitcher's glove. Shortstop tries to make a play on it, collides a bit with the second baseman. Espinal will have his 4th base hit on the day. But a bit of a collision. It looked like he might have just clipped the second baseman's leg when he went for it. But that will be a 2-out base knock for Wilbert Espinal. Stay hot, Wilbert, as 4th base hit on the day. Now has over 30 base hits on the season. And now that brings up the cleanup batter with 2 outs in Garrett Gruel. First pitch of Gruel hits the left side, past the diving third baseman into left field. Back-to-back 2-out hits for the Larks here in the top of the 5th. Gruel, first pitch swinging, and that's something when looking into his numbers that really stands out. He has a 10-3 walk into strikeout ratio. Now, 10 walks is good on the season, but that tells me is that he is always trying to hit the ball in play, and he does it at an alarming rate. And it goes to show in the hit category, as that's now, if we count today's game, that's now 35 base hits on the season for Garrett Gruel. The next batter in Houston Russell. See if they can get the 2-out rally and continue it. The chance to possibly bring home some more. Next pitch swung on and missed down to the dirt. It's 0-2 count now here at 2 away. Runners at first and second. Espinal at second, Gruel at first after back-to-back 2-out base knocks. Second on the team in batting average in Houston Russell. Leaves this one down low. 14 RBIs on the season. Has 2 tonight, so make that 16. Friday's game against the Foxes, able to leg out a triple, which was his first on the season in conference play. As this one goes to the backstop, it'll even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, and the runners advance 90 feet, with Espinal now at third and Gruel at second. The 2 base hits here in this half inning have now matched the BJ's total in the ballgame, 12-12. Both teams, a hitter's duel. It's a 2-2 fought off, put into play. Third baseman runs in on it, tries to throw to first, And just in time, got him by maybe half a step, as that will be the final out. Larks get 2 runners on base, both in scoring position, but that is all she wrote. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Larks lead it 8-5. Rain is on the horizon here at the ballpark. It's getting closer and ever closer. 9 o'clock is when it's supposed to strike. As I was checking out the live chat, see if I can give a shout out. D Pipe, thank you so much for keeping our live chat going tonight. I love to see it. But yes, the radar does show that rain is on its way. If the Larks can get 3 outs here, this game would be an official game. You only have to play 5 minimum innings to be considered a ball game. However, we did learn down at Fort Collins that if you start a half inning, you must complete the other half inning. So hopefully the Larks can get 3 outs here, as Campbell back on the mound has an 0-2 count here to Matt Cormier. But if they can get 3 outs, it'll be an official game, and then head to the 6th inning, and then bomb the 6th, play those innings, and hopefully end it there. It has to end before the top part of the inning starts, so it's got to be timed perfectly to end the game tonight and not have to resume the game tomorrow. The third pitch to Cormier was fouled off. 0-2 once again, misses inside. 1-2 count as Campbell looks to go 5 innings of work. As we said, he's gone 5 innings of work in 4 of his 6 outings on the mound this year. Let's see if he can do it again. He's had a good day up to this point. Just 1 inning we had trouble, as this one swung on and missed. The first out's a strikeout for Dalton Campbell here in the top of the 5th. The bottom of the 5th, 1 away. 7, 8, and 9 due up for the BJs for the second time today. And Kaiser Harrington now, who had that grand slam in his last at-bat, which really had an explosive fourth inning, as ground ball off the diving glove of Thomas Lissy gets past Stokes into left field, as that will be a base knock for Kaiser Harrington. The BJs must know that, I mean, they have to really score now if they want to be able to end this game considered a game and get in a win column without having to resume tomorrow's game. So they're trying to battle back at this one quickly. First pitch hit to the left side again. Lissy fields it off the one hop. Goes to second for one. On to first. In time. Double play. Dalton Campbell goes 5 innings of work for his 5th time this season as we head to the 6th inning. Larks lead it 8-5.
Larks! Larks!
Just ran downstairs to grab the camera just in case the rain starts going since it's not working anyway. But when I went down there, starting to sprinkle a little bit here at the ballpark. So let's see if the Larks and BJ's game can get through 6 innings complete and possibly end it. Larks can get away with a victory in a short ball game. If the game were to be suspended, they'd finish the half inning the next day. Will Carpenter to the opposite field, and this one will go straight to the left fielder for the first out. Will Carpenter, I know he just got out, but he has been a very hot bat recently, entering tonight's game with that 4-game hit streak. But he has been a red-hot bat. 2 home runs in last week's play, was the runner-up for hitter of the week last week. So let's see if he can continue his hot streak in his next couple at-bats, as Tabor Stokes now here in the top of the 6th with 1 away will bat with nobody on. '24th start on the season. Chopping hit ground ball to Orr, fields it off the hop, fires it over to first on a line, and in time for the second out. Dalton Campbell has gone 5 innings of work on the day. Has had a solid day on the mound. We'll see if he's back up in the 6th, but only faced 3 batters in the bottom of the 5th. Struck out the first batter. Next batter got on with a base hit, but then a double play, 5-4-3, sent us here to the 6th. Let's see to the opposite side and through the hole. Base hit on the ground to the left side for Thomas Lissy. Back-to-back at-bats, back-to-back base hits for the third baseman. Let's see if the 2-out kryptonite continues, as Trent Baker will come up to bat here with a runner on first. Here at 2 away. Lissy with 4 stolen bases on the year. As pickoff throw back in time safely. Larks on the season with 60 stolen bases. They entered tonight's ballgame with a batting average as a team at 342. Every year, it just seems the Larks consistently stay good, and it's honestly one of the most impressive things, especially in the game of baseball, to see a team every year come back and continue to dominate as Lissy slides back in under the tag safely after another pickoff throw. And you gotta give it to Liberal as well. Liberal is always that team that is always fighting with the Larks for the top dog spot. Right now, they are sitting in first place in the conference standings. Larks need a sweep and then need a little bit of help from another team for the BJs to possibly lose one for the Larks to take home the crown. BJs were entering today's game on a 4-game win streak. Larks have lost their last 2 games, but we saw in the end of the Cannons game, the bats started to pick up, the pitching got better in the later innings, and we're starting to see it. It fed off into this game. They scored 3 runs in the first 2 innings and had that big 5-run spot in the top of the 4th. So using that momentum from the Cannons game has really helped them out here to start the BJ series off. Has 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Trent Baker, here with 2 away. Once again, both sides matching each other in hit totals as ground ball hit up to the second baseman. A bad hop, but the second baseman able to corral it in. Fires to the first in time for the 3rd out. As we are through 5 1/2 innings as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Larks lead it by 3. Dalton Campbell, the first Larks pitcher to hit the 30 innings pitch mark on the season. He actually hit it a couple innings ago, but I just looked at it and just realized he was the first hit the mark as the wind is picking up here at the ballpark. It's currently blowing from left to right field. As wow, the wind just came up out of nowhere. Dirt is now flying around the ballpark, seeing some leaves and stuff blowing in the air. As Dalton Campbell back to the mound here in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch here to the top of the order hitter, and Ryoto Kusamoto. As yeah, that wind is starting to get bad as a little dirt, what is it called? Dirt tornado? Is that what you call it? Starting to funnel up right at the batter's box as the fans are starting to take cover. They're starting to get out of the ballpark. The game's still resuming, though, as just really high winds at the moment. Rain, looks like it is starting to rain just a bit up in the press box tonight. Got some coverage, so a lot better than a few of our other games where we had to sit outdoors. Appreciate you guys for sticking along for those rides. Larks and the Liberal BJs will face off again tomorrow at 7 o'clock start time. The Larks can get 3 outs here and see if the umpires want to call it right after. Then that would end the ball game, and they wouldn't have to come to the ballpark earlier. Larks would get the win and then get 3 outs without allowing 3 runs to score. 2-2 pitch here to Kusamoto. Goes chasing outside the zone. Another punch out for Dalton Campbell. 3rd on the day for the left-handed pitcher, as 1 out now here in the bottom of the 6th. Massive face-off against 1, 2, and 3. Fourth time through the order for Dalton as he looks to come up big for the Larks. Needs 2 outs just in case they want to call this one a wrap. As this one misses down in the turf for the first ball of the at-bat. Ben Merriman, the batter, with 1 out and nobody on. This one almost clips Merriman. Don't know how he dodged that, but just got out of the way in time. As Campbell falls 2-0 here to the center fielder. 2-0 catches the top corner of the zone. Still a pitcher warming up for the Larks in the bullpen as next one swung on a miss as Campbell bounces back after being down 2-0. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. As it looks like Aiden Schmigel, I believe, is the pitcher warming up. The 2-2 swung on and missed. Back-to-back Ks for Dalton Campbell. Both swinging. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 6th. Larks just need 1 out. We'll see what the umpires decide. Especially with the rain supposed to really start hitting hard around 9 o'clock. A big storm on its way. So I'll be curious to see if the umpires want to just keep going and try to get as much as they can in and then finish it tomorrow. We'll see. This next one misses down in the turf. 2 balls and no strikes. Next pitch runs inside. We take a look at Dalton Campbell, his stats on the road. On the road this year, coming into tonight's game, he had pitched 8 innings of work, allowed 2 earned runs, 6 hits, walked 5, but struck out 8, and 2 appearances as the rain is starting up, as this will be ball 4. Things are starting to get worse here at the ballpark. So now bring up the cleanup batter and Robert Orr. Here with 2 outs and a runner on first in Durham. Robert Orr with the RBI single back in the 3rd. Almost came around to score in the 4th, but a good job by Dalton Campbell as it was runners at the corners. The runner at first started a run towards second once Campbell got into his stretch. And then after that, Campbell ran over to him, who was trying to the runner going to second, and then looked back at third to realize Orr was going home. Fired it home and was able to throw him out to end the inning as next pitch misses down low. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Here to the shortstop and Robert Orr. Next one misses low as well. 3-1 count incoming. And this runs inside. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks here in the bottom of the 6th. Keith Harper will race out to the mound to talk with Dalton. The infield comes in. Harper pats him on the shoulder, leaving him in the ball game, having a lot of trust in Dalton Campbell. He's been the star lefty for the Larks this season. So face off against Lane Snow. 3 base hits and 3 at-bats for the left fielder. Force at first, second, and third, with Durham at second and Orr at first. Lefty versus righty. Orr will put this one in play. Ground ball to Stokes. He'll go to short way to second with it, and just in time for the 3rd out. As we are through 6 innings of baseball, we'll see if the umpires get together as lightning just struck over the field. So let's see if they have anything to say about that. Ladies and gentlemen, the ball game is over. The Larks, if I am right, I'll correct myself tomorrow if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure since we did not start the seventh inning and we did play 5 innings complete, that is a win for the Larks. 8-5 is the final score in this one, unless they continue tomorrow. I'm 99% sure that this means the ball game is over. As that will wrap things up here at the Larks Network. Thank you once again for dealing with tonight's technical difficulties. More than likely, tomorrow night will also be a probably an audio only game. So I apologize for that. I will make it up to you guys. We'll get some fun graphics and fun stats and fun trivia questions for you guys once we get back home to Hayes. But thank you guys so much for tuning in the Larks Network. I got to wrap things up and get back on the bus with the guys. So thank you guys so much. And ladies and gentlemen, have a great night and stay safe.